second, you're going to create a Google spreadsheet. So that's what this is going to be set up. Yours is going to look very similar to this. So when you get into Google Sheets, you're going to have your name up here in the corner. You're going to have 30-year note, 20-year note, 15-year note. When you buy a house, those are the three main, what they call terms. Those are the three main amount of times that it takes you to pay the house off. So most people pay the house off over 30 years, over 20 years, or over 15 years. So everybody's going to put this in. Up here at the top, cost of house, payment per month, total cost of house, and total interest. You're going to have that also. So the top part up here is for the house payment. The bottom part is for the car payment. 5-year note, I don't know if y'all can see right here where it says 5-year note. Most people put a car on a 5-year note, so we're just going to leave it at 5 years for everybody. Loan amount, that's how much money the bank is going to give you. Payment, total cost of the car, and total interest. So everybody's is going to be set up like this, except right here, you're going to put your cost of your house. Remember the other day how you looked up to find a house, and so y'all should know the cost of your own house. So you're going to put your cost right here. I just put in $100,000 because that's an easy number. Okay, so once you get all this stuff in, you put the cost of your house. Now we're going to figure out how much your payments are going to be, and then I'm going to show you different options. And I wish that somebody would have shown me. It's going to be mortgage calculator. If you'll just Google mortgage calculator. Have y'all ever heard the word mortgage?
Yes.
Basically, when you hear mortgage, I think of like house payments. So, okay, so when you put in mortgage calculator, it gives you this nice little box right here, which is super, super easy. They automatically have 100,000 in, which is good because that's what we're using. So it's an easy number. Their interest rate is 3.92, which is actually really, really low. Typically, it's around 4.5% or 5%. So 3.92. I don't know if they're saying that's the daily rate for today because I don't look every day to see if it changes, but we'll just leave it at whatever interest rate they have. So don't worry about that. And then right here is where you can change to 30 years, 20 years, and 15. We're going to leave it on 30 just so that you can see, and then we'll work our way down. Okay, so I don't know if you can see right here, it says monthly payments. How much is the monthly payment on $100,000? $473. We're just going to round it, so let's say $475. So the payment on this house for 30 years is $475. So don't think, oh my gosh, that's cheap. There's actually taxes and insurance on top of that, which I'm not even going to get into that. This is just the payment. Okay, so you've got $475 as the payment. I don't know if y'all can see right here. Can y'all see what it says? Total cost of mortgage. Can y'all see how much it is? $170,213. So you're paying a total of $170,000. I'm just going to round it to $170,000. Okay, so the total cost of your house is $170,000 after you pay the interest and after you paid off, and you originally paid $100,000. So how much interest did you pay? $70,000. That's a lot of money, isn't it? $70,000 for interest. Almost double. Okay, so let's look at 20 years. So we're going to change this to 20 years. How much is your payment on this one? We'll just say $600. And what's the total cost of this one? We'll say $144. We'll just leave it at $144. $144,000. How much interest are you paying on that one? $44,000. So do you see that as the note goes down, as you pay it off quicker, does the payment go up or down?
Down.
Payment?
No, it goes up.
It goes up as you pay it off quicker. Your payment's going to go up a little bit. Does interest go up or down? It goes down. As you pay it off quicker, it's going to go down. So let's look at 15 years. What's the payment? We'll say $750. Did anybody see the total? $132. How much interest on this one? $32,000. Okay, so here's what I want you to see. I want you to know there are options. If you look at the difference between the 30-year note and the 20-year note, how much difference, how much more would you have to pay a month?
107.
From $475 to $600, how much more would you have to pay a month? $125. But look at how much you're saving in interest. Plus, you get it paid off 10 years quicker. Plus, you don't have a payment for 10 years. When we went to go buy our land, and this is what I want you to know, when we went to go buy our land when we first got married, we put it on a 30-year note because nobody told us, hey, you know what, for just a little bit more, you can pay a little bit more per month, and you can pay way less in interest, and you'll get it paid off way quicker. The banks are not going to tell you about 20 and 15 and 10-year notes. Why are they not going to tell you about those?
Because they want you to pay more.
Because they want more interest. That's how they can stay in business, is by your interest. So banks are not going to tell you, hey, for $125, if you can swing it, if you can pay for it, you're going to save a lot in interest. Some people cannot. Some people want the absolute cheapest payment, so they do 30-year note, which is fine. It's totally okay. But if you can, I would look at your payments and say, okay, you know what, can we afford another $125 a month? And if we can, do we want to do 20 years? Or if we can afford a couple $100, do we want to do 15-year note? So look at that. Just know it's an option, and it will work for everybody. But I want you guys to know there are options out there, because when we went to go buy our land, we didn't know about anything except the 30 years. So just know that there's options. Are y'all good with the house payments? Okay. Car payments are much easier. House payment was mortgage calculator. Car payment is car payment calculator. Car payment calculator. Okay, somebody give me a cost of their car. 40? Did you say 40?
Yeah, 40,000.
Mine was 100,000.
Okay, they say that the interest rate is 3.11, so we're just going to leave it at that. They say most people pay it off within 60 months. 60 months. How many years is that? 5. Remember, I had it right here. 5 years. Most people put a car on a 5-year note, so 5 years is pretty typical. So what are they saying the payments are going to be for a $40,000 note? 721. Let's just round it to 700. What was the loan amount? 40.
40,000.
What was the payment? Did y'all happen to see the total cost?
43.
43. How much in interest? 3,000. It's a lot less on a car, isn't it? Why?
Because it's a car.
It's cheaper, and
5 years.
5 years. It's a quicker note, right? So, I hope this isn't like so confusing. It's